Red Sox still lead the major leagues in home runs with 113, a pace that would produce 215. Ground ball to Brooks Robinson. Throws to Powell for the out. Andrews grounds to third base. Robinson missed being named to the All-Star team for the first time after getting it 5 straight years when Sal Bando was named yesterday. Here's a replay as Robinson takes the ball near the bag at third base and throws across to Powell for the out. The batter, Dick Schofield, batting .266. Strike one. Dick has 1 home run, 13 runs batted in. Left-handed, he's batting .246. One ball, one strike. Two and one. The Cubs beat the Mets in the National League today 6-2. St. Louis leads Philadelphia 6-3 at the end of 8 in their game. Fly ball toward left. Buford takes it. 2 down. The Red Sox have won 47 and lost 38. They're 12 and a half out in third place, a half game behind Detroit. Baltimore 59 and 25, 12 ahead of the second place Tigers. Yastrzemski is batting .255, and Carl has 24 home runs to lead the club and 60 runs batted in to lead them in that department. Strike one. One ball, one strike. The Red Sox have played this year better ball at night. They're 25 and 15. During the day, they're 22 and 23. Base hit for Yastrzemski up the middle. And with 2 men out, Yaz is on first. The batter, Smith. Reggie at .332, 18 homers, 58 runs batted in. Left-handed, 307. In his 16-game hitting streak, he's batting .419. Foul tip, strike one. The streak he has going is the second longest in the American League to Boog Powell's 18-game streak from May 9th through the 31st. Powell makes the catch. In the first inning for the Red Sox, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 left on. After a half inning, it's
quiet in the dugout, trying to relax. Buford steps in. We're set to go, and here's Ken Coleman.
Don is batting .295, 6 homers, 37 runs batted in. He has a 10-game hitting streak. Ball one. Siebert making his 16th start, his first against the Orioles. His last one was an 11-4 complete game win over Washington last Saturday, evening his record at 7-7. 1-1. Last year with the Indians, he was 3-1 with Baltimore, and lifetime he's 9-3 against the Orioles. Strike 2 to Buford. Foul ball. Frank Malzone has been here scouting the Orioles, and last night when we arrived, Dick Williams and his coaches came out to watch a good part of the game here with the Yankees. The Orioles have been in the kind of situation where they just can't seem to do anything wrong. Strike three. Buford is out. Last night, for example, their victory came when Powell hit a check swing single to left and came all the way around to score from first base on a ball misplayed by Bobby Mercer in right field for a 10-inning victory. Paul Blair is enjoying a fine season. 308, 17 homers, 48 runs batted in. Hits it to left field. Yastrzemski backs up, and Carl makes the catch. Long fly ball to left by Blair. The batter now is Earl Weaver's big man, Frank Robinson. 328, 19 homers, 60 runs batted in, which is exactly the number, incidentally, that Yastrzemski has. And he has 5 less home runs than Carl, but his average is up, 328. Ball one. Weaver considers Robinson, among other things, to be about the best base runner he's ever seen. Strike. 1-1 on Frank. Yastrzemski's 24th home run yesterday was his 60th RBI and 716th lifetime, tying him with Frank Malzone for 6th on the all-time Red Sox list. Drive to left center field, and this one is gone. Frank Robinson's 20th home run puts Baltimore in front 1-0. Here's Boog Powell batting .314. He's had 22 home runs and 81 runs batted in. Playing sensational ball. Foul ball out of play to left field. Schofield running over hard, but there's no chance for Dick. 1 strike. Powell has had a rather unusual career in the sense that he seems to go alternately, 1 year good and 1 year bad. And this is one of the good ones. Maybe his best. One and one. Two balls, 1 strike on Powell. Well, we've heard a lot about this lighting system, John. Now that it's getting darker, you can really tell the difference from other years.
Really have improved. Nice and bright.
Two and two. Siebert changing on Powell.
You know, when you were interviewing Reggie Smith before the game, Ken, it looked like he was wearing a home uniform with Boston written on it on the front. Of course, it's gray, but it really showed up beautifully up here.
Andrews backing up. Mike puts it away, and that is all in the first inning. 1 run on Frank Robinson's home run and nobody left on. So after 1 inning, the Orioles lead 1-0. Rico Petrocelli leads off for the Red Sox in the second. His average is .309, and Rico's had 23 home runs, 49 runs batted in, and we're proud to say, got more votes than any other player for the American League All-Star team. Drives one to left field, and we are tied way up in there for a home run. Petrocelli's 24th home run of the year, out of there in no time. And the Red Sox are even with Baltimore at 1. And he is now even with Yastrzemski in the home run department as he receives the congratulations of Dick Williams and his teammates. Joe Lahoud now, batting 175 with 4 homers, 10 runs batted in. Takes the ball. Ball 2. Strike, 2-1. The Orioles in recent weeks have started to draw better, but tonight's crowd is held down because we did have rain during the day, and we've had the threat of rain into tonight. In fact, the forecast calls for even showers through tomorrow. 2-2. Foul back. When Hardin is pitching well, he's got one of the better curveballs in the league. He was originally signed by the Mets, but drafted by the Orioles. And he gets Lahoud. First strikeout for Hardin, and there's one man out in the second as Scott comes up. Next time you're at your Atlantic station, be sure to pick up a beautiful Red Sox mug, yours for a low, low price through an exclusive offer from your Atlantic dealer. See him for details. Scott batting 247. Strike 1. George has 9 home runs, 24 runs batted in. He has reached base by a hit or a walk in all but one of his last 36 games. 1 ball, 1 strike. Robinson's got it. Fine play. Throws him out. Ball was hit hard. And Robinson, going to his left, made the play. Here it is, as you see Brooks getting a great jump on the ball. Hit very hard down to the great Oriole third baseman. And he throws George Scott out at first base. And, of course, Scott is also a great third baseman and first baseman, which he's playing tonight. Satriano is up. Batting 236, 1 homer. Tom has 20 runs batted in. Ball 1. 2 out in the second, 1-1 the score. One and one. Ball 2, 2 balls, 1 strike on Satriano. Powell takes it. The Red Sox get a run on Petrocelli. 13 homers and 46 runs batted in. Certainly a great thrill to see that tremendous turnout yesterday afternoon for the final game with the Tigers. Wednesday afternoon game, and just a great crowd on hand to watch the Red Sox in action. Red Sox, after playing here in Baltimore, go to New York and will be home next weekend, the following weekend, with these Orioles in town. Then the All-Star break and a trip to the coast. And a lot of baseball coming up in August at Fenway. Strike one. One and one. Ball two. Three and one. Base hit for Brooks Robinson. Reggie Smith fielding the ball. And the leadoff man is on in the second inning for Baltimore. Runner at first, and the batter is Dave Johnson.
The second baseman.
His average is 274.
Dave Johnson.
4 home runs for Dave and 32 runs batted in. It's a double play, and that is the 100th double play of the year for the Red Sox. The ball actually tipped off the glove of Siebert. Fortunately, did not deflect enough so that it got out of the range of Rico. And they turn it into a double play. 2 men out.
The batter and pitching for the Red Sox, number 27, Sonny Siebert.
Siebert is batting 200. 1 home run, 1 run batted in. Foul ball, strike one. One ball, 1 strike. One and two. Center fielder Blair comes in to take this one. Siebert is out. 1 away in the third. Mike Andrews grounded out to third base in the first inning.
Number 2.
Really rather amazing how well Mike has been hitting the ball since he came back into the lineup when you consider that he just has not been able to take any batting practice to speak of since about the 30th of May when this happened. Hardin missing with a curveball, ball 1.
You know, when you come off of an injury like that, Ken, you're more conscious of what you're doing. But Mike has gone to right field with a ball, which is good.
Foul ball. Through the legs down there. 1-1.
He was a depressing-looking fellow until he got back into that lineup, wasn't he? Boy, he wanted to play so badly he could taste it. And we need him.
2-1. You didn't happen to hear us mention on the baseball close-up show, Jim Lonborg threw tonight and threw well. Andrews singles to center field. 1 out and 1 on. The third Boston hit. Lonborg will be in the bullpen tomorrow night in the twilight doubleheader.
Look at his ball, real good. And Robinson hit a line drive over the left center field fence. Normally that ball had a chance to be caught here a few years ago. So they're taking one thing and putting back somewhere else, I guess, or taking away from one. To rob Peter to pay Paul is what I'm really trying to say, Ken. So that's the way. But it's nicely hit in his park.
Etchebarren, strike 1. Batting .270, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in.
And I might add this too. You can see well here with these new lights too. It's a lot better. This ballpark had a lot of shadows in it.
Strike 2. One and 2. One of the interesting things about various ballparks now, the way Robinson hit his home run in Fenway Park, being a low line drive, that might have been a single in Boston if it were played properly off the wall, which Yaz and Reggie have a way of doing. Two balls, 2 strikes. Foul back. Check swing pop-up toward Scott. And George makes the catch in foul territory. Etchebarren fouls out, 1 away in the third.
The batter, pitching for the Orioles, number 44, Jim Hardin.
Jim Hardin is a pretty good hitting pitcher. He's had a homer this year. He's had 3 runs batted in. His average is .217. Ball 1. Strike, 1-1. Schofield over to Scott. 2 down. Culp and Nagy will pitch tomorrow night. Ray scheduled to go in the first game, and they will be opposed by Marcelino Lopez and Dave Leonard. Lopez will probably pitch in the first one. Don Buford struck out in the first inning. Strike 1. One and 1. Ball 2, 2-1. Foul. Two balls, two strikes, the count on Buford. There's a base hit to right field. Lahoud comes up on the ball, and Buford is on. With 2 out in the third, the Orioles get their third hit of the ball game, so the hits and the runs are even, and the batter is Paul Blair. Blair flied to left field in the first inning.
Number 6, Paul Blair.
Base hit to left center. Buford around second base and holding as Reggie Smith throws the ball in. Two crackling singles put runners at first and second with 2 down. And Frank Robinson comes up. Homered, his 20th of the year in the first.
Number 20, Frank Robinson.
Petrocelli over to Andrews for the fourth play, retiring the side. And that is all for Baltimore in the third inning.
Well, I'm over on the other side here.
The batter, number 7.
I wonder if the enlisted men have a view like this. Boy, these lights are something, aren't they, John?
I think they're great, Ned. Ken and I were talking about it earlier, and this has really brightened up the place, hasn't it?
Sure has. Here's Reggie, ball 1. Smith fouled out his first time up, hitting at .331. Well stroked toward right. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Getting away from Frank Robinson, and Reggie has a double. A leadoff double by Smith in the fourth inning. Reggie, who led the league in doubles last year, has not had as many this season, but he's gotten more home runs. 18 homers already. Mr. All-Star shortstop had a homer his first time up. Score tied here, 1-1. Strike. That's off his bat for a foul. Oh and 2. Jim Hardin. Baltimore pitcher has allowed 4 hits so far. Out of play, 0 and 2.
You know, Ned, Rico getting all those votes from the other ball players must make him feel extra good and proud when your ball players that you play against pick you for the all-star shortstop. This happened to Gene Alley about 3 years ago, and I just have to think about the time Harold Kaiser called me last winter about shortstops, and he says Alley and Petrocelli are probably your 2 best shortstops in baseball today.
Rico strikes out. Jim Hardin with a good slider that time. 3 strikeouts for Hardin. Joe Lahoud whiffed his first time up. Well, Rico got more votes than anybody for any position in the balloting. And richly deserved, too, this year. Ball 1 to Lahoud, trying to pick up Reggie Smith at second base. Mark Belanger cheating toward the bag a little bit with Lahoud up there. To right center field it goes. Blair going back, still going back, and there he's got it. And here comes Reggie. Look at that throw, but it's off the mark. Smith goes into third base. Reggie had to backtrack about 2 or 3 steps. Blair uncorked a high arching throw, but it was off the mark. Had it been true, it might have been very close there at third.
You know, Blair is one of the outfielders, one of the center fielders that plays shallow, Ned. He had to go a long way for that ball. It was right at the base of the 390-foot mark out there in right center field.
First it appeared that it would be easily caught, but then you saw Blair continue to run for it. He finally tracked it down. George Scott up with a runner at third and 2 outs. Scotty grounded to Brooks Robinson at third his first time. Game tied up 1-1. We're in the 4th inning. Strike. No, says George. Yes, says the umpire, Lou DeMuro. So it's 0-1. One ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. Three and 1. Smith at third base with 2 down. Scott up and Satriano on deck. That's going to go through into left field. Base hit for Scott, and it's 2-1 Red Sox. George Scott picks up his 25th run batted in of the year, and the Red Sox go out in front. Okay, we'll show that again. And Scotty hits the baseball. It has a few eyes and gets in there for the base hit. Batter is Satriano, 1 strike. Tom fouled out in the second. And it's 1-1. Two pretty big men over there, Scott and Powell. Close that time. To the opposite field, that may be trouble. Coming on, though, is Buford. He's got it. And it's 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 left. After 3.5 innings, the score is Boston 2, Baltimore 1. We pause now for station identification. 1,000 a game. up until last week, but the crowds have been a little better later on, 18 and 20,000. As one newspaper man called this Memorial Stadium Fantasyland. So the Orioles are winning games in all remarkable ways. It's just like a big dream out here as they continue to mow down the opposition. Boog Powell popped up his first time. Bang. Sonny tried to soft pitch him, and it didn't work. Powell's on with a single, leading off the fourth. That's the fifth hit for Baltimore. Brooks Robinson singled to center in the second inning. Ball one. Red Sox ahead 2-1 in the fourth inning. Two and 0. Very high to left center. Reggie Smith with room. Powell back to first. One away. Dave Johnson hit into a double play in the second inning, the 100th of the year for the Red Sox. Chopping a foul at the plate. Strike one. Johnson hit into a rather peculiar 1-6-4-3 double play in the second inning, deflected first of all by Siebert. One and one. One the count to Johnson. Powell tilting the infield at first base. Siebert to Andrews to Scott. And this one is 1-4-3. So it's another double play, the 101st of the year for the Red Sox, and it's no runs, one hit, and nobody left. After four complete, Boston 2 and Orioles 1. Home runs by Petrocelli and Frank Robinson. Red Sox ahead 2-1. Runs never seem to come easy in this ballpark, do they, John?
Well, I guess not. Ken and I were talking about that earlier, too, Ned. For a line drive type of hitter, this would be an ideal ballpark, but the power alleys are quite a bit away. Since they put up that fence, they brought the fences in here, so they have more chance to hit home runs.
Belanger taking strike one. The Baltimore shortstop leading off in the fifth inning. He flied to center field his first time up. There's the fence that they brought in from the original wall. Down he goes. 1-1 to Mark Belanger. Smooth fielding shortstop for the Orioles. One of the best defensive shortstops around. And he's having a strong year for him at the plate. 2-1. Siebert has struck out just one. That was Buford to start the first inning. Mike Andrews has a soft line drive, and there's one away. Andy Etchebarren, the catcher, fouled out in the third. Red Sox are ahead 2-1. We're in the fifth inning here at Baltimore. Strike. One and one.
The first 8 fellas in the Baltimore lineup, Ned, are hitting .290.
Seems hardly enough, does it? 1 and 2. That's a pretty good average to have for your 8 regulars down the line. Three of them over 300. Blair, Frank Robinson, and Powell. 2 and 2 to Andy Etchebarren. Strike 3. He's out of there. Good breaking pitch by Siebert. His second strikeout. Then went back to third, got a handful of dirt, and threw it on his shoes. Not a bad bit. Yastrzemski leading off in the 6th. Foul ball, strike 1. Ball 1. A sign for Jim Lonborg. Your barracks are ready. 2 balls, 1 strike. There you go. Some of his Army buddies. Fort Meade. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to Yastrzemski. Well hit toward right field. And forget about that one. Home run number 25 for Yastrzemski. It's 3-1. Carl got into a soft curve and delivered it into the bleachers in right. His 25th of the year. He gets run batted in, number 61. And the Red Sox lead 3-1. Sturdy blast that time by number 8. Reggie Smith up. Ball 1. Reggie has doubled in 2 trips, now has hit safely in 17 straight games. Foul ball. Etchebarren there. 1 out. Rico Petrocelli has hit a home run and struck out. Strike. Bailed a little bit that time on the sidearm pitch by Hardin. Rico clobbered one in the 2nd inning into the left field bleachers. Belanger has to go back to the edge. But a strong throw gets Rico 2 down.
Belanger has great lateral movement, doesn't he?
He has. He reminds you, if you ever go back that far, of a Marty Marion type.
On that order.
Slim and very
fine
fluid.
arm.
Ball 1 to Joe Lahoud, who has struck out and flied to center.
You know, Ned, don't you think he throws a little bit like Aparicio up over the top?
Belanger, yeah. He's got a lot on the ball. 2-0 to Lahoud. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. Lahoud is on. And that is the first walk of the ball game. George Scott has grounded to third and singled. His single drove in a run in the 4th inning. Red Sox lead 3-1. Out of play. Strike 1 to Scotty. One and 1. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 1 run in this inning. Off the fist and out of play. Two and 2. Warm-up activity for Baltimore. Right-hander Severinsen throwing out there. He was not with them when the Red Sox faced the Orioles in April. Ball 3, 3 and 2. High pop up down into right field. There goes Johnson, the second baseman. Foul ground. That's all. 1 run, 1 hit, the homer by Yastrzemski, and 1 left. And after 5 1/2, it's Boston 3, Baltimore 1. 3 hitters in the Baltimore lineup. The Red Sox have 3 runs and 6 hits. The Orioles 1 run, 5 hits. Buford is 1 for 2, struck out and singled. Sonny Siebert going to work. Strike. And that makes 2 of them. It is a foul held by Satriano, strike 3. Third strikeout for Siebert.
Number 6, Paul Blair.
Paul Blair has flied to left and singled to left center. Siebert has scattered his hits well. Ball one. One in the first, one in the second, two in the third, and one in the fourth. Well stroked to left and off the wall. Blair has two, and he'll stay there at second base. A double. Look at that again in video replay. Ball not too far from the top of the wall. Back live now, and Frank Robinson at the plate with Blair at second and one out. Frank homered in the first, had a fielder's choice in the third. Schofield throwing Robinson out, and Blair holds at second, two down. Johnny Boog Powell popped up in the first and singled to center in the fourth. Red Sox 3, the Orioles 1 in the sixth inning. Satriano can't find it. There it is, Tom. No advance. Blair stays at second. Seen a lot of that lately. Russ Gibson lost track of the ball the other day at Fenway. And one of the opposing catchers also recently. Ball two, 2-0. Darrell Johnson wants a word with Sonny Siebert, calling Satriano out. Well, Brooks Robinson is up. He has singled and flied to center. Of course, a man throughout the years who's as tough in the clutch as any of them.
He certainly is, but I could understand Darrell's thinking there, Ned. When a guy gets a hot hand, boy, he's tough to get out. I'm sure Boog was hitting on that last pitch because he was all cranked up.
Oh, base hit over short. That'll plate a run. And it's 3-2. Blair scoring. Powell holding at second. A single by Brooks Robinson in the left center, just over the reach of Petrocelli. Rico went up as if in a jack-in-the-box after that. Couldn't come down with it. It's now a 3-2 ball game. The Red Sox lead. Dave Johnson up with runners at first and second. The seventh Baltimore hit. And there's the eighth, which will tie up the ball game. Powell safe. 3-3. Dave Johnson going to the opposite field to drive in a run. And the Orioles have come right back here in the 6th inning. Here it is again in replay. A base hit by Johnson. Good throw by Lahoud. Back live now. There is Johnson at first base. Brooks Robinson is at second. Mark Belanger is up. Little pop-up. Andrews back. In comes Lahoud, and Andrews makes the catch. So it ends the inning, but in the 6th, the Orioles get 2 runs.
Thank you, John. Satriano has fouled out to first, flied to left field. Ball 1. Strike, 1-1. Foul ball, out of play, and the count is 1-2 on Satriano. Two and two. Foul ball to Powell. And there's one man out in the 7th inning. That's the 3rd foul pop-up that Powell has caught in this ball game. And with 1 out, Sonny Siebert comes to the plate. Sonny has flied to center field and popped up to second. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike on Siebert. Brooks Robinson to Powell. 2 down. Mike Andrews has grounded to third, singled to center, and grounded to shortstop. Ball 1. Breaking ball over, 1-1. Ball 2. Mike fouls it off. 2-2. Ball 3, 3-2. The second base umpire, Nestor Shilak, has a stopwatch, which he's using on the pitchers. They have a pitchometer here, but they have not used it tonight. Drive to left field. Back goes Buford. And he takes it. In the 7th inning, Andrews drives Buford back to the... Long drive to left field. And it is a home run. Etchebarren homers, and it is 4-3 Baltimore. And Etchebarren, Frank Robinson have homered for Baltimore. Yastrzemski and Petrocelli for Boston. Line drive to left. Yastrzemski going back, and Carl makes the catch. Fine catch in left field by Yastrzemski. At the end of 7, Baltimore 4 and the Red Sox 3. Went ahead, rather, in the 7th on Etchebarren's home run. It is 4-3. Powell flips to Hardin, and Scope. Buford makes the catch, and the Red Sox are out in the 8th. Singles to center, and he's also flied to the center fielder. Drive to right center, Lahoud. It's past him, going out to the fence. Smith up with the ball. Robinson is going for 3. And he winds up on third. Ball 4. Belanger gets a walk, and the bases are full. And Darrell Johnson is coming out to the mound. Strike 3. Etchebarren protesting the call by the plate umpire, and that is all in the 8th inning for the Baltimore Orioles. No runs, 1 hit, and complete game of the year. Fly ball to left center. And over is Buford to make the catch. Drive to center field. Blair with his back to the fence, and it is gone for a home run. Joe Lahoud has hit a home run over the center field fence to tie the game at 4-4. Blair turned his back and went sprinting back, but it's a home run, and the Red Sox tie it up here in the 9th inning. The 3rd home run of the night, and there he is. Ground ball to Brooks Robinson. He throws to Powell. And the Red Sox are out in the 9th inning of play. But Lahoud has tied it with a home run. 1 run on the home run. Nobody left on after 8 and 1. Bunt. Romo fires to second for the force play on Buford. Petrocelli taking the throw. A big play out, and Blair at first base. Frank Robinson is up. He has homered, hit into a force play, grounded to third, popped to short. The runner goes, the throw down, safe. The 14th stolen base of the year for Blair. Drive to right field. Lahoud going over. He can't get it. And the Orioles win. There's the man who did it, Frank Robinson, with his 62nd RBI, sending home Blair, and Baltimore wins it 5-4. And there the Orioles, as they get ready to go into their dugout. 5-4, the final score. And I'll be back with a rundown in just a moment.